Hey y'all, welcome back to Cooking with Okie. I am Okie Storm Chaser, and today we are going to be making chocolate syrup. I had the intention of reading you off all the ingredients for chocolate syrup, but I forgot most of them, so why go through the trouble of spending money at the store, spending, oh hell, what did I pay for that last bottle? It was close to $5 for a Hershey brand bottle of syrup to make chocolate milk and to put on ice cream and stuff. So I looked at that price and was just like, damn, that's ridiculous. And so I decided, you know what? I bet it's just simple syrup with chocolate in it. And wouldn't you know it, I was almost right. There's 4 ingredients to make your own homemade chocolate syrup for ice cream. The 4th ingredient I missed, which is vanilla. And I ain't using none of that fake crap. Don't be using none of that beaver butt shit. Alright? So first thing you're going to do, you're going to get you a pan and you're going to put it on low to medium heat. Alright, so I've got my little induction top here. Now if you check the link down below, I'll have an Amazon link below. I'm going to put in there a link for this induction top that I've been using for a couple of years. It's a damn good top. So we're going to get this sucker going here. Get it going on medium heat. And what you're going to do is in the pan, you're going to do 2 cups of just regular sugar. And 1 cup of water. And then what you need to do is dissolve that water, dissolve the water, right? Good one. Dissolve that sugar into the water, and you just want to constantly stir it. Now I'm using a heat-resistant spatula. In commercial kitchens, the way you can tell the difference between regular spatulas and heat-resistant spatulas is the reddish-brown handle. If it ain't got a reddish-brown handle, don't use it on the heat because it'll melt. And I'll put a link down below for these as well. And you just keep stirring this until it starts to come up to a bubble. And it'll start bubbling here in just a minute. Once it starts bubbling, you're going to take and you're going to put in, and while we're waiting on that to heat up, I'm going to go ahead and measure us off 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. And I got a little leveler here. You can use the back end of a knife. You just want something that's perfectly flat to go across like that. You can use a knife, you can use a metal spatula, use whatever you want. Just don't use your fingers. Alright, we're getting close here. And the easy way to tell once all that sugar is dissolved is it won't feel gritty anymore. You still feel a little bit of grit while you're stirring it, so sugar's not completely dissolved. And now for your bars and stuff, when you do mixed drinks, and a recipe for a mixed drink calls for simple syrup. Simple syrup, depending on your place, some places are different, but it's either a 1 cup to 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, or it can go 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water. It's just sugar and water is all it is. Alright, so we're starting to get a little bubbly. We're going to go ahead and add in our cocoa powder and just keep on stirring. And I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit because this will scorch if you're not careful, and you want to avoid that. And you're going to keep this going for 3 minutes because you want all that cocoa powder to cook in. and to melt. And also it's going to reduce a little bit, which will ultimately thicken this when it cools, which is exactly what you want. So you have that good thick syrup that comes out to put on your ice cream and stuff. And if you're like me, you know, splish splash, clean it up in a minute. Now when you make this, don't use a smaller pot than a 2-quart pot, because this is going to bubble up. This is already bubbled volume-wise. The volume has doubled with the bubbles. And if your pot is too small, it's going to bubble over. And if you think that little bit's a mess, you ain't seen nothing. You just keep it in motion. And set yourself a timer. I've got a timer on my pan down here, on my stovetop down here, so I'm keeping track of it. But set yourself a timer as soon as it starts to bubble, and that's when your 3 minutes starts. You don't want to really exceed that. And I've got about 60 seconds left on mine. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and kill the power on mine. Let it stir for another few seconds here. As soon as the bubbles go away. Because there's no more, especially with this induction top here, there's no more heat being introduced into this pan. So as soon as the bubbles go away, you can add your vanilla syrup, or your vanilla extract to your syrup. And it's going to be 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And you want to let that, it's warm enough that the alcohol will be cooked out of this. But you also don't want to scorch the vanilla, that's why you add it at the very end. Alright, so while we're letting that cool, we're going to set our stuff aside here. Got us a paper towel here we'll use. Let's see. Get us a mason jar. Now, if you're going to put it in a mason jar, something that can take the heat, you can go ahead and transfer it hot. If not, you want to let it cool. If you're going to put it in, especially if you're going to put it in a plastic container of any sort. And you're just going to transfer it over the mason jar. And that's it. And there we have a little over a pint, just a tad over a pint of chocolate syrup. And that was just 2 cups of sugar, a cup of water, a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I guarantee you that costs way less than whatever in your grocery store a bottle of Hershey's sauce is costing. It's way cheaper. And it doesn't have all those other ingredients. You ain't got no idea where the hell they come from or what they are. So, that's what I got for you. Be sure to check out the links that I put down below. If you haven't already, check out our Patreon. I'll have that link down below as well. And that's the best way to support me and what I'm trying to do here. And we'll catch you on the next one. Remember, if you can't be good, at least be good at it. Till then.